Okay, so once you've gotten this far and you have your beautiful turned in edges and corners, okay, you are going to work with the interior cover. You're going to cut that down before you do anything else, okay? So this is how it looks. I like this pattern, so I'm going to have that be on the inside, but first I have to make it exactly the size of my board before I cut it down further, right? Do you remember this part? Okay. And I'm going to do this with my scissors. So I'm going to cut that down. All right. I'm going to true up my edges. That edge isn't very true. Okay, now I want to remind you of this. We aren't putting it 1/4 of an inch in. I've seen a lot of students do that. I don't like that. That's not good book arts policy, okay? That's what I want. I want it 1/8 of an inch in from your edge, okay? So what you're going to do, because you want it 1/8 of an inch in from the edge, you're going to take 1/4 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch off of two sides. All right. So let's do that together. Take my see-through ruler. All right. Whoops. That didn't work. My see-through ruler, I make my pencil line. Got that? Pretty good. All right. And then I'm going to do that on the other side here. Truing that up a little bit. Good. All right. I need my straight edge, that mammoth straight edge, because it's the only one I have at home. Okay. And I am going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. All right, because it needs to be 1/8 in from each side, right? Okay, like so. Got that? And let's go back and look at this now. Okay, let's look at how this is. Oh my golly gee. It's not exactly perfect. So what am I going to do? I'm going to flip it around. Before I do anything else, I'm going to flip it around. So these edges are pretty good. These edges are too close. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my top edge down a little bit more. Okay, I just want a smidgen more off because it's too close. And I want it equidistant from the edge all the way around. Whoops, I think that slipped when I was doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go back in there. Try it again, pressing down harder, really piercing my paper. Okay, and let's give this a whirl. All right, oops, I see a little edge there. Dink, I'm going to get rid of that. All right. Oh my goodness, so much better. I've got a little dip here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and again, I'm just going to true that up a little bit. Let's look at that again. Oh yeah, that's what I want, okay? But I'm not going to put that on yet, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spine, and I am going to attach my spine to my book cover, all right? And then I will put on my decorative piece of paper like so, okay? But before I do that, do you see how these edges are sticking out right there? Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is I am going to, with my pencil, I don't think you can see this. With my pencil, I'm going to mark where my decorative paper comes. okay? And I am going to just take off that much, okay? And basically what we're taking off is 1/8 of an inch because I don't want it to stick beyond the decorative paper, right? Do you see how, whoops, can you see that? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go back, hold this up like so, right there on the edge. Can you see that? Okay, I'm gonna come back here with my decorative paper, make sure that's covered up. Is that covered up? Oh my goodness, yeah, and I have to slide that down a little bit. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move to our next step, all right? So make sure you cut that down 1/8 of an inch on both of your ends, okay? You cut that in 1/8 of an inch, all right? So now we're going to take our double stick tape out, okay? And we are going to use double stick tape to put this on here. And you know why we're going to do that? Because otherwise the cardstock is a little wobbly and it will warp, and I don't want that, okay? So